Whoa. Hey. They smile on the podium, promise reform, but their stock trades are booming, a financial storm. Man with her papers, Epstein in the shade, conflicts of interest in the deals they made. Two-faced riches lining their pockets, preach to the people but cash in the lockets. Say one thing then flip the script, public trust sinking while their wallets get thin. Margins for my bets before the big shot, Pelosi's gains climb and connect the dots. They legislate loudly but whisper the banks, we're left with the fallout, the cashing in banks. Trunks, hotels, ringing cash registers loud, family deals hidden under the crowd. Luther and Bird with pandemic stock, selling off shares before the shock. Bondi gone as Epstein shade, justice for sale and the deals they made. Conflicts of interest, the anthem we shout, expose the corruption, let's call it out. Step right up, see the inside of show, politicians profit while the rest don't know. It's a circus decree, a carnival crime, we'll laugh as we sing, but it's truth every time. Two-faced riches, hypocrisy reigns while we juggle the bills, they're buying new chains. Conflicts of interest, the anthem we shout, expose the corruption, let's call it out. Conflict, conflict, conflict of interest. Conflict, 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 conflict of interest. Oh yeah, yeah, conflict of interest.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hi. You know what? I used up all my social credit score freaking ratings.
Oh shit.
Shit, I know.
You used them all up?
Not really. It's kind of nasty out here. It's actually really nasty out here. It's 27, but
Hmm.
it's windy.
All right, 5 by 5. Are we 5 by 5?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
I can hear
okay.
you now.
As long as we're not just talking to each other.
That's
Uh, I'm just, yes, they can hear us now. Someone said. Okay,
all right. 5 by 5.
that was crazy.
Yeah, I just talked for a few minutes on mute, so I don't know what the deal was. But anyways, I'm glad to have everybody here. Welcome to the War Room. I hope everybody had an amazing time with their family
Mickey say that.
during that. So I'm glad everybody can hear us now. All right, coming into the New Year's, right? Getting crazy out there, isn't it? A
Yes.
lot taking place, a lot of different warnings and stuff like that. Hold on, guys. Hold on. So a lot of warnings we put out. We played a couple of those. I'm not really gonna. I don't really care about the warnings. They're trying to put people in fear so that they don't go out and enjoy time with their families, folks. So just enjoy time with your families. Don't be put in fear. Do what you do. But I do recommend staying away from large crowds and firework events and stuff like that. Just because of the way everything's going, right? So the closer we get to some the people screaming justice, we want justice, we want justice. Here comes the distraction, or the situations where people
Right.
get put in harm's way.
And there's, seems like there's going to be something, maybe with justice coming, and maybe that's why a lot of noise is being made.
Yeah, a lot of distractions. We
Yes.
got a new group to hate this week. It's the Somalians.
If,
Last week was I can't even keep up with the whole list. It's Muslims, it's Hispanic people, it's Somalians.
anybody but them, right? Right. But yeah, I mean, there, we know fraud's been going on for a long time. The the
The
daycare
whole
thing.
system is fraud. You
Yeah,
know.
we went over it in the chat this morning. The daycare thing. There was a bunch of fraud being done in Minnesota with the daycares back during COVID, right? So I posted the article in the chat
Mhm.
that talked about that. They found a bunch of fraud. They sent some people back to their countries. It was given to them by the government, the money, right? So government was really doing fraud. So and then there was a big investigation done during that time. So maybe it was kind of bringing it forward, maybe as disclosure. But a lot of those daycares were being revamped, redone, and all these daycares do get government funding, right? They I forget the program they sign up for, but they do get some program, and there was some violations um, on one of the current ones they were talking about, but nothing to do with fraud. It was child and child with the child endangerment violations.
All
They
right.
were up to code on that stuff, but other than that, they there was that was it. But I think the fraud story goes back to the 2019. I think a lot of stuff was happening during that time. A lot of fraud being looked into.
Yeah.
I've been trying to help him on this news app. It says Trump vows to knock the hell out of Iran if nuclear program is rebuilt again. I wrote, is it time for everyone to really understand that Iran has been making their nuclear weapons for as long as everyone has been alive? Do you think that maybe do you think that maybe the media and our government is lying about this? Look up the Smith-Mundt Act.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly,
That's all it
exactly.
is. Propaganda to get you into a war to support some things that you normally wouldn't support, especially going into the 2024 election. Most Americans voted for no more wars.
Right.
I just see those Iranian guys up there like stirring this plutonium, whatever the hell they stir, like stirring it, and so they've been stirring it more as from the year that Adam was born. Like they've from the year dot. This has been going on.
Right, and they do have people. I mean, other countries do have nuclear energy, right? So they're talking that's part of nuclear as well. It might not be bombs; it could be energy for their people, right? So,
Iran setting. Every time I hear about Iran, I just think about the citizens getting of that country getting 40 cents a gallon for their gas, and I'm just like, they're laughing at us, right? Accusing them of things when they treat their own citizens way better than we are treated here in our own country by this so-called government, which is not ours, right?
Sheepdog, I've been wanting to ask you, with the military, when they see enough of us getting together, will they turn around and start arresting their I mean, I don't know the chain of command, so the generals and all of them, like on their way, because they must have knowledge of what the generals and all of them have been up to, the people above them, right?
I would think they would have had to do those people right away, right? To get down to get the good ones to be able to go do the rest of the stuff, right? You'd have to get the top people that did wrong out of the way.
Yeah,
Because
so when does our military stand up and say, all right, we get it. You guys, you need
What
our
if they
help."
already did and you're watching it play out on TV?
that's
Well,
what I
that's how I kind of think it is. I mean, it's weird being in two worlds,
well
like
think about it. Maybe that's I mean could during COVID there would have been two things happening, right? They knew where they were going to be coming at and be they were going to get got, and so they released the bioweapon, right? Um, and they did a lot of stuff at that time because remember they were saying that if they tested for positive, it was this and that, and I think that may be the case. I think it was. I think it was a lot. COVID was a lot bigger than than you know what
Right.
they say it was. Or you know
well,
bad
Yeah.
maybe
things
is it
would happen.
that thing with the army tag being on the cops? Is that I mean, because you have to think about all these different things to put the puzzle together as best you can in your own head. So I guess with that army tag, I've only heard about it once from you guys, being on that cop's
Yeah,
uniform.
right.
So that could have been, but it's, I haven't heard of any of the army guys necessarily, being like, okay, it's time. They've had enough. Like, there's got to be like it's almost seems like the regular army guys are going to have to go get everybody that's above, well, whoever above them that has been involved, and I'm sure they know what's going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. They but you wouldn't. They're not gonna say anything until whatever happens. The rest of whatever needs to happen happens, or maybe it already all happened.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure. Like it probably took years. Think about that.
Yeah.
How massive. And this is just not here. It's global.
Yeah,
Right.
this is all at once. We're battling it's not just here in America, it's worldwide. Every country's
Yeah.
having to deal with this. Every country right now is protesting their government except for the United States, US, us, right? And they say that's because we're so conditioned to the corruption that, you know, so I guess so far what we've seen isn't enough.
Well,
So we got to see more and more and more.
Well, I
I
can't
think
get
that's,
people to
protesting does
understand.
nothing.
yeah,
They're not getting it in the comment section about the police. They're still not getting that. Some do, but a lot of them are like whatever they need. Oh, they want to buy cars that are gray to match their uniforms. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is.
yeah, it's all fun and games until you got drones flying over your house monitoring you half naked while you're trying to tan.
Well, that's what I keep saying to them. That if you don't stand up now, when somebody else is going to make the decision for you. It could be your friends, your family, can be you.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, there's your new law enforcement. Hey, clap. We're in a race with China. We need more safety. Give us more safety, Daddy. Oh, it makes me feel so safe knowing that these guys are up there surveilling everybody with no warrant. Great. See, it's the loophole, right? Because it's in the air. They can take anything they want.
Yes.
They don't need a warrant. I don't see this lasting too long. But this is crazy. This is funny. You might have this comes in handy when you're like, big crowds
Yeah,
or whatever,
it's been like that for a long time.
Yeah, I think this has been going on for
Yeah, I
decades,
mean,
and we're
they've
just
had
now.
that social credit score for a long time. I mean, they're used to that over there.
Yeah, Nadine's social credit score is dropping, so her internet's having issues.
Oh, I'm in the negative. I gotta wait for next month.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. What you say online.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be. There's a lot of stuff that
You can
I.
traffic children, but you better watch what you say online.
Yeah, right. Bunch of schmoes. I
Facebook.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but it's decades and decades of covering it up. Child pedophilia within the churches, within the government. So most people don't even realize the churches run the government. Mm.
They were tied in.
Or
Yeah.
they're tied in, right? We went over that
There
this
was no.
morning
Yeah, there was.
with
There
the
was
Mormon Church,
no
the
separation.
Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints.
Separation
Is that
between
it?
church and state.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mormon church.
Fondling little kids and satanic ritual abuse that's taking place in the church, the Mormon Church, right? In Utah, Provo, is that how you spell it?
It was in Ogden.
Ogden, and they're covering it up, and they have the backing of the local police and the politicians and all that shit. That's why nothing ever comes out,
Because they're members as well.
because everybody's a member all the way up to the Supreme Court of Utah. 4 members on a 5-member panel,
Yeah,
or Mormon president or affiliated.
something like that. I forgot the exact numbers, but yeah, the Supreme Court there had Mormons also.
Yeah, that's Mitt Romney's place, ain't it?
Yes, and that's what that guy was saying. What if someone like him would have made president, how it was all tied together would not have been a good thing.
Oh
You don't even
no.
hear about him anymore, do you? I think he's gone.
He gone.
I even forgot about him actually. He brought him up.
Man, there goes a ticket. They just got a ticket for texting and driving right there. Boom. Scan the plate. Got
They
the
don't
thing.
even need that. They have facial recognition over there.
Oh, I know, right? Look at the camera right here on top of the poles.
Yeah.
Dude, this makes us so much more safer.
They show them. They walk down the street and their face. They have it. They can identify every person by their face.
We need to put these in Palm Beach.
If they get jaywalking, they go on a billboard and they get for like a shaming.
We need to put these in Palm Beach, looking for more Epstein clients. This is where we should put this on Epstein's Island. This should be in all those locations, right? Where the pedophiles, the real criminals are. Oh, but they're not, are they? It's crazy how they have all this technology, but you just can't seem to find out where all these people are going missing at. Huh. Ain't that scary?
Well, like they said, they've already been scraping our thoughts, right? They've been doing that, so they should know who was going to even do something before they do it. So how could they not find it? So this is all fake.
All right. So we have the J6 stuff is fixing to go expire. The justice denied, a ticking clock hides in plain sight. One that could forever bury the darkest secrets of J6, right? Midnight approaches on the 5th-year statute of limitations, and AG Pam Bondi's kick the can system is working perfectly for the deep state. So the statutes of limitation on the J6 hoaxers who orchestrated the Fedsurrection trap expires in just 11 days. Well, this was a few days ago, so now we're down to like, what, 6 or 7 days, 7 days. So this Epstein stuff has really played a major role and getting to the bottom of J6, right?
Right. There's something.
Something else coming up the back burner.
Well, I sent you that video where she breaks down what the Epstein is.
Hey, do you,
It
you
was a
guys remember
trap.
when they used to have those
Hmm.
the Epstein the Twitter files that they were doing? So they haven't had any. They've had Epstein like different chat rooms on Spaces and Twitter, but they haven't done like a Twitter files kind of thing with Epstein. So maybe the people that are on Twitter, the bigger accounts that are doing this, that stop. They were told no, don't bother doing that.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, like they said, that this one guy was talking about, the JFK files, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, right? Nothing ever came out of it, and then it's a bunch
Oh, it
of.
did come out of there.
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
BS, right?
Yeah. Who did it? Nobody wants to
The
talk about who did it because then you.
MLK files, right?
Right.
It was all BS.
Right.
I mean,
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. I can tell you we have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do. I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous. It's so dangerous, so bad. But we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them. And we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. And
So now we see why Netanyahu wants a pardon, right? And why Trump is calling for that, and why both are guilty of possible war crimes, right? We'll see how this plays out. But just bombing people or using Israel to bomb, doing your dirty work instead of our military, the little slick way. You see how they did that? So Israel's nothing more than an extension of the military-industrial complex, right?
right.
So Trump is, or Netanyahu is calling for a pardon. Trump says pardon for Netanyahu is on its way. Trump says pardon for Netanyahu is on its way. Okay. But some people, why are we going back and forth with this pardon shit? All right, listen to this. Trump says pardon for Netanyahu is on its way, according to USA Today. And then from another paper, it says Israel's president denies telling Trump and Netanyahu pardon is on the way. So anyways, Trump urges Israel to pardon Netanyahu back in November 12th of 2025. He did it again today. Trump. So that was November 12th. And today's news, we have that footage. Let's pull it up right here.
The president of Israel needs to give the prime minister
a pardon? I think he will. How do you not? He's a wartime prime minister who's a hero.
He's a hero.
How do you not give a pardon?
How do you not give a? He's a hero, guys. I didn't know that. I thought like the peacemakers were the heroes. I didn't know it was blowing people off the map was the heroes. This is an
No,
upside down world.
It's the
Holy shit.
he's the hero of the Illuminati cabal.
Give Hitman a medal. Nobel Peace Prize for Netanyahu then. Screw it. Right? He's a hero. Holy shit.
Hard thing not to do it. I spoke to the president, and it's on. I mean, he tells me it's on its way.
Mr.
You
President,
can't do better than that, right?
what about the pardon that
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times. Can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. He's a wartime prime minister. We get him here, wouldn't we? And they are the best. How do you not give a best? I think it's but you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them, and you obviously used them very well. I can tell you, we have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do.
Damn. If you hated to
The president, and it's on. I mean, he tells me it's on its way.
So there's more to this.
Mr.
You
President,
can't do better than that, right?
what about the pardon?
All right. So wartime hero is blowing shit off the map.
Right.
So you can build. So you can go into the Operation Sunrise. Is that?
Operation Sunrise. That's what 1948 said it was part of Operation Sunrise. So that's why I said I think there's more to that.
Yeah, it's this. Got to clear way for these buildings.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Jared Kushner.
Hey, it's cheaper to drop the building than it is to call a construction people in there to actually demolish it. They'll charge you a lot of money, so just blow them up. Well, I guess that's the new dem.
That's what's been happening for
Right.
years and years.
Just like 9/11, right?
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay for all the asbestos that was in the building, so just drop it, put a new one there,
But they've been bombing over there.
save billions of dollars.
They've been fighting over there for forever.
Kushner is turning war-torn Gaza into an
Set up there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, machine dog.
That's okay.
breaking news. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Jared Kushner is turning war-torn Gaza into an AI smart city. It'll reportedly cost $100 billion to make and is being called Project Sunrise. And we actually have access to the presentation that Kushner and other top Trump officials presented, showing how they want to develop luxury hotels, high-speed railways, AI-optimized grid features in Gaza. And believe it or not, it gets crazier. So it's reported to cost $112 billion to make this. And according to the plan, the US would contribute to 20% of the costs. So that's $60 billion of taxpayer money. And even though this plan, maps out all the phases of construction and all of these details, in this entire 30-page PowerPoint presentation, there is no mention of housing for the 2 million Palestinians that would be displaced during this allegedly 10-year reconstruction. So it just seems impractical. And on top of that, 10,000 bodies are laying under the 68 million tons of rubble that would have to be moved to make this. Apparently the ground is toxic. It's littered with unexploded bombs. So I don't know how they're planning on making some glitzy Riviera here, but reportedly they're trying to monetize 75% of Gaza's coastline. And Trump officials are saying that this plan could actually be put into effect in 2 months. Kushner and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff met with officials from Egypt, Turkey, and Qatar in Miami a couple days ago to discuss this development. So it looks like this project is kind of underway. Make sure to follow the News Girls for more updates on this and other political stories.
And there you go. Operation Sunrise, right?
Yes.
Country right now is having protests against corrupt governments. Look at this. Jesus. It's like a global contagion. A lot of people are just getting tired of this, except the USA. The USA is designed in a way that everybody blames the other side rather than realizing that it's basically both sides. Every country
they
right
want you
now
to keep blaming the Democrats, or they want you to keep blaming the Republicans, right? So that you never figure it out. Dude, we're going into 2026. Well, according to their timeline, the real New Year's is New Year, April, right? So we just started winter. You don't start a new year when everything's dying off in nature. Right, good. Anyways, let's continue. Everybody's protesting in other countries.
mental illness at this point, right? But the right, they're not even far behind at this point. It's so obvious with what's going on with all our public servants.
Right.
Exactly. And that is one of the problems that we have is that even it doesn't matter right or left. Like obviously the left, right, that's just one gigantic mental illness at this point, right? But the right, they're not even far behind at this point. It's so obvious with what's going on with all our public servants, right? Like you said, even including Trump, right? They keep toting this democracy nonsense to keep this propaganda and the deception alive that is allowing these public servants to continue using the American people, as debt slaves. And the longer that people keep living in distractions, right? It kills me here in Michigan, right? All these freaking people, the lions and tigers and bullshit, right? If people would put this energy that they put into their fantasy leagues and reality TV and all this other nonsense, and actually took the time to comprehend our rights and our contract our public servants are sworn by, we could flip this country and restore our public basically overnight. But, due to generations of indoctrination, right, the psychological medical warfare that's been done on the population for generations, where we've entered idiocracy mode, right? And that's where I feel that we're at, is we've been so dumbed down for so long, we've hit idiocracy. And it doesn't matter, black and white, put it right in front of their face. These people cannot see the truth, and it's quite scary at the end of the day, right? That still, no matter what happens and how obvious things are, people still want to just sit back and rely on public servants and just go watch a game. It makes no damn sense.
Because it's comfortable. It's uncomfortable to face the truth, and actually, because then you would be required to do something about it. As long as you keep your head buried in the sand and pretend like you can't see it, then you can still claim ignorance. But how long can you claim ignorance at this point, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you know, can't pretend you don't know.
Right. So there's a lot of people that know, but they want to poke fun at the people that are out here. Trying to wake people up, and that's going to backfire on you as well, and you're going to realize that unity is the only way. You ain't got to agree with everybody on everything, every little subject topic.
And if you ever watched that movie Idiocracy, it's a good movie, but it's
thank you for saying
so true.
So go watch Idiocracy, and don't watch it as just a movie to be entertained, but look at it as a documentary.
Right.
Of where we're at, right?
I've tried a couple of times and I can't. It's just stupid.
That's where we're at, ain't it?
It's just
hello.
It aggravates. I don't like
too stupid, right? It's so damn stupid. Look, they're doing a UFC fight on the White House lawn. That goes exactly with Idiocracy, the movie.
It does.
The entertainment, the football, the basketball. They were doing a round table at the White House the other day. And when they, how each one of them goes around and they say something about their department and how great they're doing and yada, yada, yada. And then they stop and they do small talk like they're one of us. And they go, oh, my college team won. We're going to win this Sunday. This Saturday. We're going to beat your team. Haha. And I'm sitting here going, wow, you got these people trying to pretend like they're like us. Like they got the time to sit back and just enjoy a game and not really, like nothing's going on in the world, right? It's just, watch that football, watch your sports, stay attached to these teams, left versus right, AFC versus NFC, red versus blue, Republican, Democrat. You can't have a game in order to have a game, you have to have two teams.
That's right.
The minute we realize that, we'll stop playing the game, this shit's over.
Right. In the early Republic, there was no left or right. There was no political parties.
You sit there in silence, watching, laughing, mocking. You see us speak truth and call it crazy. You see us stand up and call it delusion. You label us conspiracy theorists to feel safe in your ignorance. But here's the truth, the gut-wrenching, soul-shattering truth. You mock what you fear. You hate us because deep down you know we're not lying. You know something is off. You feel it in your gut, but instead of facing it, you attack us because it's easier to burn the messenger than accept the message. You spread rumors, you twist our words, you target our families, our relationships, our reputation. You call it justice, but it's cowardice. It's projection, because we sacrificed everything while you sacrificed nothing but your ability to think. We've been ostracized, banned, laughed at. You think we care? We didn't come this far to win your approval. We came to speak what you're too afraid to admit, that your saviors are your captors. Your idols are liars. Your heroes wear masks, real ones. And the ones trying to show you the X's, you crucify them. But mark this down. Truth never needs your permission to be true. And one day, the same people you mock will be the only ones who ever told you the truth. And the same voices you silence will be the only ones echoing in your soul when this all comes crashing down. So keep watching, keep hating, keep laughing. Just remember, the ones you ridicule now are the ones you'll run to later. To the watchers, you sit there and
Notice who he's talking to. The people that are sitting back on their hands, they're watching us do all this, right? Single-handedly take that, go at $1 billion to $1 trillion worth of investments to keep us retarded. We've overcame that.
Yes.
It doesn't work on us.
Right.
So you're watching us. You think we're losing, but the walls are coming crashing in on you real quick, and you're going to realize unity was the only way.
Oh, I
Yes.
remember they used to have on that Q thing, it was boomerang, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's for real. Yep.
Keep watching. Take pictures, record, keep it for the records, because this is going down in history. Right? The glory ain't going to your political heroes. They're zeros blackmailed by other foreign nations to do the bidding of someone else, the lobbyists, the big donors, not you.
Their own,
Right?
Guess I'm just gonna have to tell y'all what happened, but
Let's see what I got this on. Look. Okay. Is it gonna play? Oh, there we go.
if y'all go watch the interview that Pam Bondi did with Shannon Breer or something like that on Fox News Sunday, she just made the statement that they will be sending the National Guard to any city, any and every city that needs them, and that's a lot of them. And I want y'all to go back and watch that, look it up, because I can't play it for some reason, but I want y'all to then reflect back on how many people have been saying for years now, and who has been saying as well, that the military is the only way, that the National Guard would be activated into specific cities around the country, and then identify those specific cities. And if you got the list and you know where to find it, it seems that the future is proving the past to me, in my opinion, that the same cities that we were told that this could happen are the same cities that it's happening in. Tinfoil out. I guess I'm just gonna have to tell y'all.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, tinfoil hat. Instead of tin pour out, tinfoil hat.
Between the United States and Israel are unbreakable.
Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel.
The Jewish state has never had a better friend in the White House.
I will always stand up for Israel's rights.
You need not be a Jew to be a Zionist. I'm a Zionist.
We can say today that America is Israel's oldest and best friend in the world.
We have to get the people of our country, of this country, to love Israel more. I have to tell you that. Bond
between the United States and Israel are unbreakable.
Were there not an Israel, the United States of
Damn, Joe Biden said he was a Zionist.
America would have to invent an Israel.
The Jewish state has never had a better friend in the White House.
I will all.
Damn, it didn't matter who you voted for, did it?
No.
It didn't matter, folks. And this, if you're getting the drift, does not matter. Right.
Always stand up for Israel's rights.
You need not be a Jew to be a Zionist. I'm a Zionist.
Joe Biden's a Zionist. Man, I
He
learned
said
something.
it flat
Yeah.
out.
I'm a Zionist. Shit. Most people are finding out that their politics aligns with Obama, Bush, right?
Yep.
Biden, Trump. It's all the same.
We can say today that America is Israel's oldest and best friend in the world.
I thought it was the Somalians. Somalis. Go right here. Sorry, I thought it was the Somalis.
This is about the first. Y'all, this is about the firstborn. This is about the firstborn. Okay? Listen. If you're new here, I'm going to try to summarize the best I can, okay? But I'm talking about why the weirdos who rule this place do such weird stuff all the time. It's about the firstborn. Okay, so if we go back 1,000 years, we see the same players that we see today who start the Crusader Empire. They go looking in the Levant for ancient technology. What they find is ancient ritual magic. This goes underground for a little while because the King of France is like, uh-oh. And the Pope is like, uh-oh. So they kind of try to make it go away. In the Renaissance, it comes back. The Medicis were all about it. They spent a fortune trying to find out the secrets of Solomon, okay? Then they infiltrated the French royal bloodlines, and that's a whole other story for a whole other time, but they did some weird stuff that is very similar to what is going on right now and what is being released in the Jeff files. You feel me? Weird stuff that you and I would not do, right? Taboo stuff. What they found when they looked into Solomonic magic is that there are jinn who can tell the future for a price. And that price is the firstborn. The price is the firstborn. That's why they're in this like weird competition to get these girls first. That's why they are bringing in young models who don't want to give up their svelte frames and would agree willingly to offer up their firstborn. I'm telling you guys, this is what ties it all together. And JFK was gonna figure it out because he was looking into the UFO issue. He was looking into interdimensional beings. He was going to find out. He was also obsessed with ancient empires and ancient cultures. He was obsessed. He traveled all over Europe looking for clues. He was gonna figure it out. They knew it. I'm telling you, it's all connected to this. There are interdimensional beings. There is old magic. It's not fairy tales, y'all. That's why that quote that I posted in my previous video is so interesting to me, where Jeff himself says, I've been called a lot of things, but human isn't one of them. I'm telling you, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I think that's why some of this can't come out because of that interdimensional stuff. That's
Right.
people
The
would
people
lose
aren't
their
ready.
shit if they
Right.
realize it.
Well, they say that that they can communicate with these interdimensional beings that would give them information, but they also would. Some of them are tricksters. Some of them tell you the truth. Yeah.
I think we all know 2026 is going to be the year of the biggest shit show of them all. I mean, most people already know the cat's out the bag when it comes to cancer, treatments and cures being hidden from us. Unlimited power. I mean, shit, everyone's figured out. It doesn't matter what president is in office. You're still going to be a slave to their system. AI in 6 months is probably be so indistinguishable from what's real and what's fake that you can't even come on here to find information anymore. But hey, who am I though, right? Just a combat veteran to just move to the middle of nowhere because I know something's off. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
All right, let's just pretend like everything's normal.
It's like that now. I mean, they have the AI videos that you can tell they're AI because it's done. Nobody would wear my one. It doesn't even, like that lady.
Oh, it was echoing.
Oh, was it?
No, the video was like that. So.
But yeah, you can, and then when you look at it a little bit, you're like, that's AI. But it looks so real.
Let me play it again for you. It was echoing.
I think we all know 2026 is going to be the year of the biggest shit show of them all. I mean, most people already know the cat's out the bag when it comes to, cancer, treatments, and cures being hidden from us. Unlimited power. I mean, shit, everyone's figured out. It doesn't matter what president is in office. You're still going to be a slave to their system. AI in 6 months is about to probably be so indistinguishable from what's real and what's fake that you can't even come on here to find information anymore. But hey, who am I though, right? Just a combat veteran to just move to the middle of nowhere because I know something's off. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
All right, so with AI coming in, people aren't going to be able to tell what's real or what's fake. So that's what was important for what Mike Penny started 10 years ago with his show and what this has progressed into. He's no longer with us, but we thank him for his service, and we thank that veteran right there for his service. But so when all this is taking place, you have your trusted sources, right? But if you're getting your news from just videos on Fox or whatever, you're not looking at it with a critical eye. Hey, is this AI?
Right.
Hey, is this even a real event? Could this be manipulated? Could this be fake? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not asking those questions, like even the big pharma commercials I'm seeing are using AI actors to sell our elders medications with, how they label all the symptoms, and it's every symptom is what everybody has, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's another thing, how they target through this, but through all the AI and the way they're profiting. That's because they want to do away with hiring humans. They just want it all automated, right? Everything, even to growing the food. Right. So people are going to struggle with what's real and what's fake moving forward in the next 6 months. Like you said, they're already doing that right now. Right. Hell, some videos I have to see in it. If it ain't obviously, some of them I'm watching, I'm like, wait, this is too, like, like the dog videos, a lot of dog videos, cat videos I'm seeing like, how are these dogs all doing the same thing? And I'm like, wait, this is probably AI video.
Yeah. Yeah, they
So
look
I'm starting to,
real.
yeah, it looks real. So they're saying TikTok and a lot of X, a lot of stuff. People are, it's just AI videos. Everyone's just
But
consuming
I
those
think
AI.
they're
People
introduced that to us because they've been doing that for a very long time.
people want authenticity, authentic.
Authentic.
So the
Yeah.
more authentic you are, the more you're going to get. The less authentic you are, the more you're probably going to get rejected because people just don't want that. Like already, even some of the AI videos that we share here and there, people just don't want to hear like from an AI person. And I agree, but it's still pertinent information that actually, you know, if AI is running everything, wouldn't you ask AI what the hell's going on? What's happening next, right? So they were able to predict some of the markets with the silver and stuff like that, but um, it could be used for good, um, but it could also be used for bad. So it's just all about who you're consuming it from, the information, and if it's just look. I think we've already gotten our established our who we get our news from, right? I have my people that I listen to, a few people that are not many, a few people, right, that I know has been over the last 5 years have been on it, right?
Right.
Everything else that comes after with all this AI tech and the news and all that, you're gonna be, I don't know what kind of world they're gonna try to paint with that, you know?
Maybe it will
How
be
long? Maybe
fairy
it's been
tale.
going on for a long time. What if we've been watching
That's what
AI
I'm thinking.
newscasters for a long
Maybe
time?
this disclosure
What if this, yeah,
because
the ghost in the machine?
if they introduce the technology, they're way above what we know.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's disclosure of what they've been using. You can even see some of the news people. You can tell they're AI. The guy's shoulders like really tiny.
Right.
Doesn't even look right.
Right.
The Amish knew better. They never signed the deal with Babylon. Everybody clowns the Amish like they're outdated, but the truth is, they knew what was coming. They made a decision that most Christians were too comfortable to make. They didn't contract with Babylon. They didn't sign into the beast system. No social security number, no birth certificate, no public schooling, no corporate banks, no government dependency. They stayed out, they stayed private, and they stayed on the narrow path. Enter ye in at the strait gate, because narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Matthew 7:13. While we were learning to salute the flag, file taxes, register our children, and finance our lives, the Amish were building farms, raising families, and staying in covenant with the Most High, not with the corporation. They knew that once you contract, you give them jurisdiction, and once they have jurisdiction, they'll own your land, your name, your kids, and your future. You were bought with a price. Do not become slaves of men. 1 Corinthians 7:23. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. The Amish weren't being religious. They were being righteous. They knew you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and sign into Babylon. You can't claim freedom while begging for license. And you can't call yourself sovereign while still under Caesar's terms. Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Revelation 18:4. You want to know why the government never forced their hand? Because the Amish never signed the dotted line. No contract equals no control. It's wild. The people the world mocked for being old-fashioned might just be the only ones who were walking in true freedom all along. The Amish never sold their birthright for convenience. They never bowed to the beast, and they chose the narrow road, and now Babylon can't touch them.
There you go. What channel was that, Miss Sheepdog?
Freedom. Can't read it.
Y'all got the channels on there?
The Amish knew better. They never signed the deal with Babylon.
Freedom by
Everybody
paper.
clowns the Amish like they're outdated, but the truth is,
Yeah, when people say, I don't want to go back into the old times and going back, we're going back. And,
But,
no, you're going forward and off the
but
cliff.
they remain free,
Right.
right? They no social securities, no birth certificates, no vaccines, no nothing, right?
The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never use. You were trained to raise your hand, wait your turn, and follow instructions. Then they told you, get a job, work 40 hours a week, give half of it to tax, retire at 67 if you're lucky. That's not a life. That's a script. And most people don't question it because they're too tired from living it. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when you realize freedom was never going to be handed to you. You have to build it. And that's why I teach digital products, because ownership is the only way out. No boss, no begging, no clocking. You move different when you know the system was never designed to serve you. It was designed to use you. Break the script or stay stuck in it. The system wasn't built for you to win. You went to school to memorize facts you never.
All right. Think about that. Then as soon as you left high school, you were like, boom, all that went to shit.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that it wasn't for education, it was for workforce.
For the workforce.
Listen closely to me. The most powerful move you will ever make is not through force, it's through detachment. Okay? The moment that you stop gripping what no longer serves your growth is the moment that your frequency will spike. Okay? Energy don't lie. Vibration doesn't negotiate with anything. Let me tell you what the universe don't respond to. Desperation. Okay? It responds to alignment. All right? Most people stay stuck because they are fused to an old identity, right? An old version, an old story that's already expired. They're dragging a past self into a future it was never meant to enter. They wonder why nothing's in alignment, nothing makes sense. Dude, detachment is not giving up. Detachment is mastery. You master the art of detachment, you, my friend, are mastering life, okay? It's the decision to finally say, I do not chase. I do not cling. I do not beg reality to change. I become the version that makes the old reality irrelevant. Now, let's talk about one of those buzzwords people are liking to call quantum jumping, quantum shifting, parallel timelines, whatever. Call it what you want. Here's the truth. You do not jump realities. You do not shift realities with visualization alone, okay? You shift realities by shifting your frequency. And frequency can shift whenever you do a multitude of things, one of which is releasing emotional attachments. Let them go. Gotta stop identifying with limitation. Why are you doing that? Stop limiting yourself. You have to learn to move through discipline instead of moving off of impulse, okay? Here's another thing you need to realize. This will help you wrap your head around this quantum jumping terminology or what have you. Every version of you already exists. The broke you, the wounded you, the disciplined you, the unstoppable you, the sovereign you. They're already out there. Only question is, which version are you feeding? Because attention is currency, emotion is fuel, and repetition locks timelines, okay? Detachment is how you collapse the old reality. When you stop reacting, when you stop explaining, when you stop trying to be understood by people who can't even understand themselves, that is when the shift happens, okay? That sounded so easy, but that was so easy to fucking say just now, man. It's easier said than done. Let me tell you something. That's when doors will start to open, and it won't even require any effort. That's when people feel you before you even speak. That's when life, it starts moving towards you and for you. High frequency isn't loud, it's grounded. Masculine energy isn't chaos, it's control. So let go, not because you lost, but because you outgrew it. Detach from the outcome, detach from the noise, detach from your old self, and watch how fast reality rearranges to match the man or the woman you've decided to become. We're not manifesting anymore, we're embodying. Now, to each and everybody out there, let's embody some motherfucking greatness.
That's at 10-4. So when you emit the right frequency, is when you time jump, right? So time is the reverse, is emit in reverse. We spell time in reverse. It's E-I-M-I-T, the right frequency.
That's right. And the universe responds.
Yes, 10-4, good buddy.
Right. And his name is, that's
Foolish Snorts.
Snort. Foolish
Hey,
Snort.
go give him a follow. Tell him Sheepdog sent you, and share that content. Go check out more content he's putting out right there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of really good ones.
He says it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Once we start talking about frequencies and vibrations, a few people jump off. You see, they're like, nah, this is bullshit. Ah, yeah, okay, whatever.
That is true.
Yeah, nothing happens over. It's one moment to the next moment, and you change a little thing, and then it gets bigger. Like with me and Bud, we started walking fast down the road, then all of a sudden we're running. Like, and it didn't happen overnight. It's just different things that you do.
Exactly. Exactly. So we're not manifesting it anymore. We're embodying it.
Doing the
right
shadow
now.
work, making a list of the things that we can improve on moving forward in ourselves, so that that light shines forth, so that and that's what the Bible says. It says, let your light shine before men, so that they may glorify our Father in heaven.
Yes.
Right? If you're not letting it shine, you can't glorify him. So you got to become the light.
Yeah, that's that song.
Be the light in a dark place.
The song that's essentially talks about that. It's really good.
Oh, let me play that one. You got it?
Ooh, that's a Facebook post.
You put it at the
I'll
bottom. Miss Sheepdog's got something for us tonight about this. A nice song that was sent to us.
Yeah, Lori sent that to me.
Miss Lori.
Yeah, it is really good.
Thank you, Lori. Yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty touching video. Let me pull that up real quick. Here we go.
You know what? I can even run now without like holding on to my boobs. In the old days, I would have been holding on to them, being like, they're gonna shake off. But now I can run without doing that. So it changes everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah, no, I'm just waiting.
I offered you $10 million. Would you take it? Yes?
Yes.
All right, would you take the 10 million? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty much everybody would say if you offered him 10 million and would just give it to him, he would take it. 10 million.
Yes?
Yes.
And what would you say? Thank you?
I would. I'd say thank
But the only catch is you don't get to wake up tomorrow. Would you still take it?
No.
Exactly. So that means waking up tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. So wake up with a smile on your face every day and say that you're worth $1 million.
That is some high quality advice. That was amazing. That was really good. Thank you so much.
I offered you $10 million.
Some kids are coming in with it, man. You know, it's a lifetime worth of knowledge, wisdom right there coming from a young man. So he must have been here before.
Old soul.
He had to have been here before.
He knew the game.
Some people don't realize that till when they're on their deathbed.
Exactly.
That tomorrow isn't promised and it's worth more than anything they ever worried about in their lives.
That's right.
Just being able to wake up. Wake up and smile, right? Or at least try to. But your dog, unless your dog's licking your face and all that other stuff. But, all right, let me pull this up real quick. I don't know if it's copyrighted, is it?
We don't own rights to this song. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. YouTube. Fair Use Act.
There you go. Here we go right here. Enjoy. Oh, here it is.
Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have. I bled for love, not for your war cries. I rose for mercy, not for your flags. You say it's in my name, but I never said that. You build your towers, raise your flag so high, preach my name with a battle cry. But blessed are the peacemakers, that's what I said, not the ones who trade the living for the dead. You close your doors when the poor come to plead. I was hungry and you gave me no food when I was in need. You quote my words to tighten your chains, but love your enemy still remains. I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said let your light shine before all men. Bring them light if you do it for power. You've forgotten my faith. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. Yeah. You guard your gold and curse the weak, but the meek shall inherit the earth. I speak. You call them sinners while you stand tall, but let he without sin cast the first stone. That's all. You pray in public with words rehearsed, but when you pray, go in secret first. You wave your cross like a sword in your hand, but I carried mine through the blood and the sand. I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said turn the other cheek and walk in the light. If you do it for power, you've forgotten my faith. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do in my place. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. But you built your thrones to make that pass. No one can serve two masters, I told you plain. Yet you still bow down to fortune and fame. Whoa, I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said love one another as I have loved you. That's right, you wear my name but not my grace. For I was the refugee you turned away, the migrant mother with no place to stay. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. For I was a stranger, and you didn't take me in. Behold my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Handle me and see, for a spirit hath not flesh and bones, as ye see me have. I bled for love, not for your war cries. I rose for mercy, not for your flags. You say it's in my name, but I never said that. You build your towers, raise your flag so high, preach my name with a battle cry. But blessed are the peacemakers, that's what I said, not the ones who trade the living for the dead. You close your doors when the poor come to plead. I was hungry and you gave me no food when I was in need. You quote my words to tighten your chains, but love your enemy still remains. I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said let your light shine before all men. Bring them light if you do it for power. You've forgotten my faith. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. Yeah. You guard your gold and curse the weak, but the meek shall inherit the earth. I speak. You call them sinners while you stand tall, but let he without sin cast the first stone. That's all. You pray in public with words rehearsed, but when you pray, go in secret first. You wave your cross like a sword in your hand, but I carried mine through the blood and the sand. I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said turn the other cheek and walk in the light. If you do it for power, you've forgotten my faith. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do in my place. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. But you built your thrones to make that pass. No one can serve two masters, I told you plain. Yet you still bow down to fortune and fame. Wow, I never said hate them, I never said fight. I said love one another as I have loved you. That's right, you wear my name but not my grace. For I was the refugee you turned away, the migrant mother with no place to stay. For whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. For I was a stranger, and you didn't take me in.
Man, that's pretty.
It was,
You wear my name, but you don't have my grace.
when I heard it, thank you, Lori, for posting that.
Who's that song by?
It is by Josh M. It had me crying. It was powerful.
I never said to hate.
Never said to hate. I never said to fight,
That's it.
and that's true. Never did.
All right, so a lot of people are struggling with their mortgages. Here's a little tip I want to share real quick. It was pretty powerful this morning, so I want to share it again on these platforms. This may help you out, and if it does, let us know.
Hey everyone, I don't usually do these sort of things. I'm not a big TikTok user, but what I am good at is
So before we get started, I'm sitting here thinking about the song, and I was like, We're called to let the light shine, not participate in the hate, right, and the darkness, and based on propaganda coming from the mainstream media and politicians, right? But in the meantime, people are struggling with their mortgages, trying to make ends meet, and we're trying to bring as much education as we can to the subject with the help of others, of course, that have the knowledge, that are could be experts in their field, right? Uh, so moving into this so-called New Year's that they're fixing to do, we're going to focus on that, right? Solutions. Don't focus on the flood, the water coming in the room. Focused on the solution to get the drain, pull the drain to let the water come out. All right, so we're going to do that moving forward over the next few weeks, months. More education, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to get through this, and it keeps us focused on things that strengthen us versus things that tear us down. Are we being a service or a disservice to the people? A service would be the knowledge, I believe, in just the knowledge of somebody. If you're learning something, you're being a part of the solution. But if you're just sitting back as a watcher, not like in the audience watching, but the watchers, the people watching us sit here, go through all this, and to find our way, right? But in the end, all glory will go to the Creator, right? Because God had to play a part in this, because there's no way in hell we beat a giant that big on our own without any kind of divine help at all, right? But here we are. God, the Creator, put us here with the knowledge and the information, right, within ourselves and our DNA. And in doing so, each one of us has our own gifts. And this man right here has a great gift, and I want to share it with you. So this is about your mortgage. So if you have a mortgage, listen up.
Finance and understanding how to beat the banks. So I've got a couple of people that I've given this advice to. Everyone. I don't usually do these sort of things. I'm not a big TikTok user, but what I am good at is finance and understanding how to beat the banks. So I've got a couple of people that I've given this advice to, and everyone's been telling me that I should make it public. So here we go. With the interest rates rising in this country and with everyone going through financially hard times, I have some advice for you on how to beat the banks. In this country, and I mean, this is a global problem, people don't understand finance. They don't understand how money works. Specifically in relation to interest rates, they don't understand how compound interest works. So I tell people this all the time. If you have mortgages, if you have loans, the best way to beat the banks is to stop playing their game. The reason why banks want you to pay mortgage rates monthly is because they rely on a thing called compound interest. And compound interest accrues over the course of that 30 days. You make a payment, say if your mortgage is $1,000, 70% of that is interest, 30% of that is on the capital of the loan. So essentially per month you're paying $700 in interest. Now, how do you beat them? Well, you need to stop the compound interest from accruing. So how do you do that? If you're paying $1,000 a month, pay an extra $30 and pay $1 per day to your bank. Because as I said earlier, compound interest goes up over the course of the month, and then it goes, when you make the payment, it goes bang, down 70%. If you make $1 payment per day, it goes up. First day you make a payment, it goes, oh shit, back down to zero. Make another payment the next day, $1, oh, it goes down to zero. If you do that for 30 days, the end of that 30 days, that mortgage payment that you make will be 100%, 100, on the capital that you have on that loan. You will pay a big fat zero in interest. Absolutely zero in interest. And you will end up cutting your mortgage from 25 years down to about 5. Now, the trick with this, and it's another reason why the banks and all these people, they want you to be on fixed interest rates. Because if you're on a fixed interest rate, you can't do this strategy. You can't do this because you're locked into a fixed interest rate. The only way that it works is if you do it on a variable rate. because obviously it drops the interest rate to zero. Well, day one, pay $1, zero. Day two, zero. Day three, zero, 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 and so on. Till you get to the end of that month when you pay your mortgage repayment, 100% of it goes on to your capital of your loan. So the banks don't make any money, and you pay off your loan in about a fifth of the time. And you can do this with credit cards, you can do this with car loans, anything that has a variable interest rate, you can do it, and you can beat the banks. Now, obviously, the trick here is to make sure that you can do this. You have the opportunity to do this. They can't stop you from doing this, though. Obviously, they will try to stop you from doing this. They don't like people doing this. They don't like people having this knowledge, which is why they try to say, oh, yes, go and get a better interest rate. No, just stop paying interest. Nobody out there needs to be paying interest. Get smarter. Be better than the banks. I mean, 90% of the world's population don't even know what mortgage stands for. So mortgage is a Latin word. And it's one of the reasons why they stopped teaching Latin in the world, in schools, in the 90s. Because they don't want people to understand. Most Reserve Bank charters, most banking charters are written in Latin. That's why they stopped teaching it. But the point I'm trying to get to is mortgage is a two-part Latin word. Mort, in front of my finger, so mort stands for, well, what do they do at a mortuary? At a mortuary, they bury dead people. So mort stands for death. Gage in Latin stands for pledge. So a mortgage is essentially a death pledge between you and the bank. They never, ever expect you to pay it off. It's modern day indentured slavery. So my goal and my reason for doing this post today is to educate people. Educate people that there is a better way, there's a smarter way, there's an easier way to beat the banks, to not pay them any money, and to get your home owned a hell of a lot quicker than what they allow you to. Now, obviously, the banks don't like this. I've tried to say this stuff before, tried to get this knowledge out to the world, and my comments get deleted. I did a post today on a bank, deleted in 15 minutes, it was gone. So the banks don't like this. They don't like this knowledge being out there, and they will try to stop you. They will send you cease and desist letters. They will try to stop you from doing it. But at the end of the day, they can't. If you get a cease and desist letter, once you start doing this $1 a day payment thing to your financial institution, ignore it. Scrap it up, put it in the bin. What are they going to do? Take you to court and say, oh, Your Honour, he's paying too much. They get laughed out of court. So if you want to beat the banks, beat them by not paying compound interest. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and be safe out there.
And boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. So credit cards and all that stuff works on. I've heard of this in college. Took a personal finance class. They told me something about that. They also taught me the trick of taking a loan out from your bank and then putting it in your savings, and then having it automatically paid the loan back plus a few dollars, and you build your credit that way on their money without even having to touch any money of yours at all. Like, right? Even if you don't need the loan, you just take a small $1,500 loan for like 1 year and then make payments, and then that credit score goes up. And then you're able to purchase the things. Anyways.
They should be teaching that stuff in school.
I remember getting stuck on the debit and credit. I'm like, it was an accounting class, and I was like, well, if I have credit, I have more, and if I have a debit, it's a debt. And I guess that's the opposite. So I couldn't get past that. So if they couldn't teach me that, I was like, nope, I can't listen to you anymore.
Right?
Well, if you can't tell me why X's and Y's belong with math, I can't listen to you anymore. Sorry. Sorry.
X plus Y
I want to
equals
get other
Z.
people. Other people are going to
Really?
be doing my homework. Y'all can just piss off. I can't do it.
I know. It never made sense to me.
Yeah, if you are not smart enough to teach me why you don't have an answer, then forget it. I can't listen to you anymore.
That's it.
Elon Musk is interesting. He chose to get paid not in salary because you are taxed not on your income. That's not what the tax code says. You are taxed based on your taxable income. And so what Elon Musk did is when he was building Tesla, he negotiated with the investors and the board. I want to get paid not with a salary. I want to get paid with stock options. And he was awarded these Tesla stock options at about $6 a share. He was given millions and millions and millions of these stock options. And so now when the Tesla stock goes up to $100 a share, now he is rich on paper. He doesn't have any money in his bank. But if he sold that stock, he would have $94 of income. Now you have a tax because you have taxable income. So instead what he does is he goes to the bank and he says, hey bank, I have these millions and millions of stock options. Would you like to loan me $10 million? Oh, no bank is going to say no. Now he has $10 million in his bank account, but it's not an income. It's debt. Debt is not taxed. Now he gets this $10 million of loans that he can spend to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy food, to buy vacations, to buy whatever you want. To buy Twitter, and pay no money in taxes. And it's 100% legal.
Hey, loopholes, baby.
Crazy.
Right? Don't take a salary. Pay me in stock options.
That's why Trump didn't take a salary.
Right.
I mean, it was a corporation, right? United States Corporation.
A U.S. corpse.
Exactly.
Son of a...
Maybe he bought stocks in the U.S. corporation.
Elon's not rich. Only on paper.
Right?
Damn. Can you imagine your wealth being determined by a little piece of paper? What you're worth?
Mm-hmm.
When you're really priceless, right? Can't be bought.
That's right.
That's crazy. So we look at these people like they're billionaires, trillionaires, gazillionaires, and they really don't have shit.
And maybe that's why Dick Gregory said Trump ain't rich.
Trump ain't got no money.
Yeah. He ain't got no money.
Dick Gregory said, Trump ain't got no money.
Yep, he sure
He
did.
ain't got no money. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen him with cash? I've seen him cash with one time at the church when they passed the offering plate around. I've seen him put 20 in there or maybe 100 or something, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. That was
Other than that, I've never seen him at the store to change money. It's all signatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Credit.
All right, so I got another section here out of the Marbury versus Madison case that I'm going to break down. And this one reads, if an act of the legislature repugnant to the Constitution is void, does it, notwithstanding its invalidity, bind the courts and oblige them to give effect? Or in other words, though it be not law, does it constitute a rule as operative if as it were law? This would be to overthrow, in fact, what was established in theory and would seem at first view an absurdity too gross to be insisted on. It shall, however, receive a more attentive consideration. So let's go through and break this down line for line. So the first part, if an act of the legislature repugnant to the Constitution is void. This line affirms, and is a foundational maxim of law and constitutional doctrine, that a law in conflict with the Constitution is null and void ab initio, from the beginning, which means it never had lawful force. So we had Kentucky Constitution, Section 26, that also reaffirms all laws contrary thereto shall be void. We have Law Maxim 51P out of the Charles Wise collection of law maxims. The main object of government is the protection and preservation of personal rights, private property, and public liberties. So any statute, whether it's passed by the legislature, enforced by one of these judges, okay, let's say that very loosely, or imposed by an agency that violates your secured fundamental rights is not law. It is done under color of law, which the courts have no authority to enforce. So this next part reads, does it, notwithstanding its invalidity, bind the courts and oblige them to give it effect? This is the heart of the question out of the Marbury case, okay? If a statute is unconstitutional, do the courts still have to enforce it? And the answer is absolutely no, okay? We have Law Maxim 63Z. A judge who exceeds his office or jurisdiction is not to be obeyed. We have Law Maxim 65U. Constitution and laws precede the judiciary. So the judiciary is subordinate to the Constitution, not superior to it. Because our public servants, they're the ones that are the governed. They're agreeing to be governed by the constitutional provisions, okay?
So if a judge enforces a repugnant statute, he's acting without lawful jurisdiction, and his ruling is void. It's not just voidable. But we got to get these things. We got to be able to comprehend how the fundamentals are supposed to be working. Okay, and I'll get towards the end of this. So this next line reads, "Though it be not law, does it constitute a rule as operative as if it were law?" So this line is exposing the deception that's happening in these modern administrative tribunals, right? Judges and agencies are treating these statutes like they're law, even when they contradict the Constitution and our secured fundamental rights. So they're relying on presumptions, they're relying on your ignorance. Realistically, that's what's going on. They're relying on policy, administrative codes, and it's not lawful authority, okay? This is the very fraud that we have to expose. But without educating ourselves on the fundamentals, being able to articulate it, we're not going to get anywhere because we have to do this as the people. Okay? So law maxim 64A. A judgment given by one who is not in the proper judge is of no force and should not harm anyone. So any judgment issued under a void statute, it's a legal nullity. You don't have to obey it, and no judge has lawful power to enforce it. This next part reads, "This would be to overthrow in fact what was established." This is a nuclear sentence. That means enforcing unconstitutional statutes collapses the entire republic that was established. Okay, this is what they agreed to be governed by, right? In Article 4, Section 4, guaranteed a republican form of government across all 50 states of the Union. Okay, this is the absolute destruction of liberty in it, through their policies and procedures. So we have Georgia Constitution. All government of right originates with the people. Public officers are the trustees and servants of the people and are at all times amenable to them, which means they answer to us at all times. Law maxim 51O. All political power is inherent in the people and none can exist except it be derived from them. So when a judge enforces void statutes, they're violating their oath of office, they're breaching their fiduciary duty under the public trust, and they're attempting to reverse the lawful hierarchy, placing our servants above the masters, right? They're putting our servants, trying to put themselves above us, when that's not how our whole republic is supposed to be operating. But this is being done through the administrative system that they've over generations implemented. So this next part reads, "An absurdity too gross to be insisted on." How does this translate? The idea that judges can enforce void laws, it's not just wrong, it's literal insanity. Even entertaining the notion is a gross constitutional violation. And this is a direct warning from our founders to us and future generations. We cannot let judges become legislators. We cannot let these agencies become courts. And we cannot let these statutes continue to override our fundamental rights. So I keep talking about the state constitutions. These apply universally across all 50 states in our republic, and it's protected under Article 4, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, and it clearly tells you citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. So this means if you're a citizen of your state republic, Kentuckian, Georgian, Michiganian, you are entitled to all rights and immunities secured in any other state of our republic. This is universal. So no state and no federal agency or judge and no state government can strip you of any of your secured liberties from our Creator, okay? They're all sworn to protect these liberties, and every state constitution tells you our rights come from our Creator. It doesn't come from government. And this is why they created the U.S. citizen, right, which I covered in my other video, so that they could bypass this system and bypass our standing as the people to use us as debt slaves, okay? So when Kentucky's Constitution tells you rights remain inviolate, and Georgia's Constitution tells you government is instituted solely for the good of the whole, these declarations protect you everywhere. And it's by force of constitutional contract that they agree to be governed by, and the universal maxims. So, and I see a lot of people, they keep commenting, oh, well, they keep getting away with it, doesn't matter, I stand on my rights, I do this, they do that. That's because we're not arming ourselves with the fundamental knowledge, and we're not sticking together. Okay, we're all trying to, and I was too, trying to focus on our own individual cases, and through my teachings with Dave Jose, it's really helped me really come to the point to understand we have to do this as a whole. We have to come together. It won't even take very many people. Small groups in each state. We can restore our republics, but we have to come together and use the fundamentals that our founders established. And we have to be able to comprehend them and articulate them in order to actually change anything. And if you look at the way the Supreme Court's been ruling these last few years, and especially after the Chevron case got overturned with the Loper-Bright case, okay, the dismantling of the administrative state, it is happening. But they're not, our public servants and especially these attorneys, they're not going to do it. We have to do it. We have to bring these claims. We have to bring the fundamentals to the table, or else for these states that are operating as the administrative deep states, okay, they're not gonna turn on themselves because they've been stealing from everybody and doing this for so long. They're not going to just rat themselves out, okay. And most of them, they don't even comprehend or even understand what's even going on. That's why when you get some of these public servants and you start questioning them on the trust indentures, they can't tell you anything. All they'll run to is a statute tells me this, a statute tells me that. So that tells you right there that they don't even know the contracts that they are bound by. But this is why we have to spend the time to get rid of this programming, stop arguing their statutes, and we have to educate ourselves with the fundamentals. And this is exactly what I'm doing in my PMA, the group that I created, which the link's in my bio. This is what I'm breaking down and bringing to the table and showing everyone so that we can come together. This isn't about all of us individually. This is about us taking the time to study and learn the fundamentals, because that's where the real change is going to come from. And that's exactly how we're going to restore our republics and get rid of this totalitarian tyranny that is happening across our country.
There we go. The fundamentals.
So learn your state constitution.
State constitution. All right.
And you know your Bill of Rights. Which is.
I went over all 50 states, and each one of them has the same wording as far as the power is inherent in the people.
Yes.
Right.
Said a little differently.
Just said it a little differently in some. Some are written. Some state constitutions are written by Native Americans too. I think it was Minnesota or Michigan. I can't remember which one it was. Remember?
Yes.
That they adopted the constitution that was written by the natives as their state constitution, right? Because they were going to establish their own, but they took it and made it the state. All right, so state constitution, powers inherent in the people, and it goes on from there. Alrighty.
I like that guy. He doesn't talk down to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He has probably his name's Matt Krussell, Krussell on TikTok, and he is educating a lot of stuff, a lot of good information.
All right, I got another piece of gold here for you. This one is everybody needs to read this one and really get a good comprehension of what this one's proven to you, right? So it reads, this is Kentucky's Constitution, Bill of Rights, Section 26. This reads, to guard against transgression of the high powers which we have delegated, we declare that everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate, and all laws contrary thereto or contrary to this Constitution shall be void. So let's break this down. So to guard against transgression of high powers we have delegated. Delegated means the power coming from we the people, right? We're loaning certain limited powers to our public servants through the Constitution. They're holding this power in trust, right? It's not ownership. It's just limited delegated powers that they're agreeing to be governed by. So when they exceed the rules of the trust, they're acting ultra vires, which is outside of the law, right? Which holds them, which means now they're personally liable because they're breaking their oath to the trust, right? So when it says we declare, it's not symbolic. It's a binding clause showing that we the people in our sovereign capacity is issuing a direct limitation on their limited authority. So violating the declaration is a breach of their constitutional contract. So here we are, and everything in this Bill of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government. Accepted out of the general powers of government. That's our rights, all of our rights. All of our rights are accepted out of the general powers, their limited delegated powers. It's outside of their ability to regulate, right? Outside of creating a victim. Anything else, they can't touch. So it puts a permanent wall between our natural rights from our Creator and their administrative authority. So the legislature can't regulate them. The courts can't reinterpret them to make them privileges and all that fun stuff they like to try to do. The governors can't suspend them through their emergency nonsense they like to try and claim. And then, right, the agencies, that also goes for the agencies, they can't license our rights, right? CPLs, driver's license, right? All that good stuff. It's all void. They can't do it. We just have to understand our power, and we have to start instructing our public servants and reminding them who they work for, right? And who owns them. So now off to the next portion. And shall forever remain inviolate. Inviolate means never to be touched or broken. Rights can't be suspended. Like I said, the emergencies, elections, pandemics, they're basically our armor in our republic, right? It's our shield against tyranny. And then all laws contrary thereto shall be void. Right? Void means no legal effect from inception. It doesn't need to be ruled on. It doesn't need to be said that it's void. If it violates your rights, it's void. We just have to assert our rights and our standing because they don't have the ability to go above that. So this includes any of their statutes, the ordinances, right? Executive orders, court rulings, any of it that conflicts with the Bill of Rights. Now, and we also got to remember the 9th Amendment, and then here in Michigan we have the equal provision that shows we have unenumerated rights, which means we have a very large list of what our rights really are. Obviously, they don't like to tell anyone that because that's what their racketeering schemes are all based on, is the fact that people don't know our rights and how many we actually have. So. Again, the Marbury case is huge. I would like to give a shout out to Dave Jose. He's got a great webinar that actually breaks down the Marbury case that I've never seen anyone else do it like the way that he does. It's truly amazing. And then I know we've all seen the Norton versus Shelby County case that reiterated that an unconstitutional act is not law, and we owe no duty to follow anything unconstitutional. So again, if it violates your liberty, property, or due process, it was never lawful to begin with. So, if one of our public servants, one of these public officials, want to claim when they're trying to make claims to us, right? And they go, it's the law. Right? We hear, especially all these policy enforcers, we always hear, well, it's the law. Well, questions that we need to ask them: is it consistent with the Bill of Rights? Does it honor due process and equal protection? Because if it doesn't, right here in Section 26 of the Kentucky Constitution, and this goes for every single state and every single republic, it tells them it's void. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's void. And that's all there is to it. So this section, this isn't just for Kentucky. This is showing you what we have, right? It's every state in America, in our sovereign constitutional republic, they're all bound by the same guarantee. They can't take away, the states can only make things stronger. They can't take anything away and make any of our rights less. None of them can do it. So U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 2, which is the citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states, which means your fundamental rights, they travel with you. They don't stop at state lines. They don't, they can't be altered in other states. Your rights are your rights. And then you have Section 4, Article 4, Section 4, which the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republic form of government. That means each state must operate under the rule of law, right? Under the trust, under the contract, with separation of powers and protection of individual rights. Because, like the other part of Section 2 of Kentucky Constitution that I showed you guys, shows that all of our rights, not even in the largest majority of 99.9% of the population vote to alter our right, if it interferes with an individual right, it's null and void. It has no power over you. So when any of these state actors, these administrative law judges, the governors, they operate outside of the Republican framework. They're not exercising lawful power. They're violating the guarantee clause itself. They're violating the literal trust indenture and document that they swore to be governed by. They're the ones that are the governed. They swore to be governed by the state and federal constitutions. So you see most of these state courts, doing the traffic codes, the family courts. They're legislative tribunals. They're enforcing policies, not constitutional law. This is very obvious at this point. I mean, it's undeniable. So when these bodies ignore due process or the jurisdiction, their acts are not judicial. They're not lawful. They're administrative, which means they're void. So these actors can be personally held liable, not held in their official capacity, their personal capacity. So that's why they're always shouting, like even in my case, Judge Jokley was sitting there, appeal me. When there's not a lawful act, there's nothing to appeal, because that's why they want us to be trapped in their appeal process, because it puts us, you're going to appeal right to the same people that are enforcing the same policies and procedures they're using to bypass all of your rights and fundamental due process to begin with. So that's not the way to go. So again, in closing here, every constitution is a contract. We are the grantors, right? We are the power. Government is our trustee, our servants. So when our servants violate the terms they agreed to be governed by, their act is void, and we have every right and duty to hold them accountable and correct the unlawful actions that they're taking. So the Section 26, this locks your rights out. This proves our rights are locked outside of their reach. Article 4 of the U.S. Constitution guarantees that protection in all 50 states of our republic. So this is why I keep saying it, everybody needs to be reading the constitutions, the state and federal constitutions, learn what rights are reserved outside of our public servants' ability to regulate. And remember, we don't answer to them, they answer to us.
That's it, baby. Well, that's it. We just been under the illusion that they have the authority, but I went and checked out the state constitution and it says otherwise.
Right.
Go ahead, Miss Dog.
So I'm going to read something from Forbidden Civics. If you haven't got this book, it's an excellent book. It's The Fall of the Constitutional Republic and the Rise of the Democratic Administrative Welfare Police State, with TM 2000 through 25 by Jalal Bey. And it says, whenever in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth desperate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the cause which implement them, it's at the bottom, to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with a certain unalienable rights, that among them are the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That's the Declaration of Independence. No man sought or wished for more than to defend his own. None hoped to plunder or spoil, and we know that it could not have lived a single day under any well-founded imputation of passion. Webster. Independence of the colonies. The American colonies did not become free and independent until they were strong enough to throw off the yoke of the oppressor, strong enough to set up and control their own government through the voice of the people, strong enough to protect and defend their country from aggression, rather from within or without its enemies. The enemies within, who would make the Declaration of Independence a mockery, play on one group of Americans against another. They fan the flames of prejudice. They magnify fancied evils of injustice to the ignorant, and they distort its language to suit their own ends, so cleverly that many of the less informed follow them in the name of Americanism. Its survival every American citizen must be constantly on guard if the principles set forth in the Declaration of Independence are to survive. And that's from Forbidden Civics, Citizenship War Department. Liberty is defined. There are two kinds of liberty: absolute liberty, that of the savage, in which any individual may act as he please, and civil liberty, that of a civilized community, in which human actions are regulated by the law for the good of all, subject only to such restraints as a solemn and tolerant judgment determines to be essential. Political liberty is no other than natural liberty, as so far by human laws and no further, as it is necessary and expedient for the general advantage of the public. And that's from Blackstone. Liberty does not free the people from the necessity for control, but it places a heavy burden of responsibility upon the individual for self-control. It is not licensed to do any as one pleases. Through development, intelligence, man had power to control his baser and more selfish instinct, compelling their exercise and restriction in the interest of society. Minority control exercises its will until such time as general intelligence becomes sufficiently informed to establish an order of society with a larger and more even distribution of benefits to all, and the law of will force is supplemented by the law of reason. As defined in the preamble of the Constitution, liberty is the absence of arbitrary human restraints upon personal conduct other than those imposed by the authority of just laws, obedience to which is an essential part of it. Fundamental law, the right of liberty, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are beyond the right of any government to legally usurp or infringe. To secure this liberty is the main business of the government and the reason for their institutions. If they fail in this, they have failed in all. Blackstone.
So personal liberty, freedom of action, every citizen is on an equal footing as to privileges and opportunity. Any denial of such rights results from either the limited ability of the individual to take full advantage of opportunity or because of the prejudice in no way a part of the ruling law of our land. So born free citizens acquired that right through naturalization. We have full freedom of action without infringement upon the rights of others to reside or travel at home or abroad under the protection with all privileges accorded by our government, regardless of race, color, religion, or social station. Right? Religious liberty. No greater liberty was ever conferred on a people than that of freedom to worship. Agreed, right?
Yes.
According to the dictates of one's own conscience. First Amendment to the Constitution declares that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibit the free exercise thereof. All persons, all have the privilege to entertain any religious belief, practice, or any religious rite, and to teach any religious doctrine which is not subversive or morality and does not interfere with the personal rights of others. However, this liberty cannot be invoked as a protection against legislation for the punishment of acts inimical to the peace, good order, and morals of society, because professed doctrines of religious beliefs are not superior to the laws of the land. No person is permitted to become a law unto itself, nor any be in him the name of the religion or through a religion ceremony violate the law. Religious liberty does not include the right to introduce and carry out every scheme or purpose which persons see fit to claim as part of their religious system. While there is no legal authority to constrain belief, no one can lawfully stretch his own liberty of action as to interfere with that of his neighbor, or violate peace or good order. United States Supreme Court, laws are made for the government of actions, and while they cannot interfere with religious beliefs and opinions, they may with practices. United States Supreme Court, separation of church and state. The separation of church and state is a fundamental principle of American government. Neither is permitted to dictate to or exercise power over the other. In no other way can religious liberty be preserved. Forbidden Civics, 2000-2025, Citizenship, War Department. All right. So we got the song. We're going to put that back in the chat. This is Miss Lori shared. Is this it right down here?
Yes.
Somebody was asking for it. Sung by Josh M. I'll put that in the YouTube. There you go, right there.
Sure to do that.
So we got a little edumacation in tonight, right here at the end. Hope everybody enjoyed that.
More of that as well, because like it said right here, it wasn't until the states got strong enough, right? Each colony had to become free and independent, and until they were strong enough to throw off the yoke of the oppressor, and strong enough to set up and control their own government through the voice of the people, and strong enough to protect and defend their own country. So
it took
we've
them
got to come together.
How long did it take them?
It was 100 and something years.
150.
Yes. Before they got it together.
It took them 150 years to get it together, but we're doing warp speed, damn it.
Yeah, we are.
We're warp speeding this, like Star Trek. All right, I think I played pretty much every. Yeah, we played Jesus Take the Wheel. Hold on. Got to clear the energy. I like that.
Relaxing.
It was relaxing. That's about all we got for tonight. We're 2 hours in. We thank you for being here with us tonight. Please share this video. It's got a lot of great information in it. We got the links for it as well. Be safe this New Year's, so-called New Year's, right?
Yes.
Try to you know, don't fear anything. Just enjoy your life, right, to the fullest. Don't fear what's being put out. So just let's shed everything going into this, and we're going to continue to shed going into March, into April, right, and then into the real new year, spring. With that being said, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone. Love y'all.
Have a fun night, everybody.
Yo, the world's been spinning on a broken groove. Same old track stuck, no room to move. Needle locked down, history on repeat. Time to flip the record, drop a brand new beat.
Upside down systems, controlling disguise. Selling us lies while they monetize. Silver and gold turn to paper and debt. But truth is the currency, they ain't cashed yet.
Fear in the beatings and chains. Leaders play power while the people feel pain. We ain't cavemen, we ain't slaves to the past. We break the cycle, make freedom and last. So the world been spinning on a broken groove. Same old track stuck, no room to move. Needle locked down, history on repeat. Time to flip the record, drop a brand new beat. Oh, the world's been spinning on a broken groove. Same old track stuck, no room to move. Needle locked down, history on repeat. Time to flip the record, drop a brand new beat. Yeah.
Identity systems, passports, IDs, digital chains, dressed up as keys. But we the people, we ain't blind to control. We reverse the wrong, let the good take hold.
From Babylon King to modern day screams, history repeats in the same old scenes. But this time we rise, no fear, no thumb. Truth is the anthem, the people become one.
Spin it back, rewind, let the truth erupt.
Upside down world, downside up.
We see through the system, just open your eyes.
No more silence, no more disguise.
Kill, 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 kill. Kill, 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 kill.
Yo, the world's been spinning on a broken groove. Same old track stuck, no room to move. Needle locked down, history on repeat. Time to flip the record, drop a brand new beat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.